Ryan and I are getting along.
Everybody wants to be able to move on to the next chapter. I think a big part of it is that we take it day by day. Just being parents alone is hard, and then adding that layer of co-parenting and blended families, it makes it difficult. But we do a good job at communicating. The four of us will get together and have like co-parent check-ins and run different topics by each other or different issues that have come up, and how do you guys handle it in your house versus how we handled it in our house. And I like that idea. Maybe we handled it a little differently, but we talk a lot. Like, we all talk a lot. We have to. The kids are still so young that we're still trying to figure out how we want to parent them, what our parenting styles are, and it evolves and it changes, but it's just a lot of talking. When are you supposed to be going to Atlanta?
The time Dad starts his movie?
No, you'll be in school.
You already got me a ticket. We're already packing my bag.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
No, you're not.
Dad said he's gonna tell my teacher.
That's what Dad said. Why do I keep finding out all the plans through her? Oh, co-parenting is so much fun. I just love co-parenting. It's just a freaking ball. Co-parenting rocks.
Honestly, it all started at the reunion for last season. It really kind of even came to that point because, you know, conversations with Bentley and what he works on in therapy, and then sometimes like we would do a session together, him bringing it up and really explaining to me how my role and that I actually do have an influence over the relationship that Bentley and Ryan have. For the longest time, you know, I was like, their relationship has nothing to do with me. You know, I can't make Ryan show up, but so I'm just staying out of it. And I think that definitely had influence over it that I didn't realize.
I'd just like to be able to, I guess, for Maci to be okay with just being able to see him, really. I mean, hell, I haven't got to spend any time with him, just me, in a long time.
And so having my eyes open to that was honestly what started it to begin with.
There's a lot of times I wasn't there just to see him play ball or just put myself first.
Yeah. Do you think you can commit to showing up more?
Yeah.
There's a fine line between trying to protect Bentley and not get in the way of him having a relationship with Ryan. It's been a pattern in the past, but it doesn't mean I should stand in the way and not let it happen. So I don't know, just trying to figure out the balance between not letting him get hurt, but him, you know, kind of test the waters himself.
We're in a good place. He's obviously in jail, but he calls regularly. We still consistently communicate. Taylor and I, just a couple weeks ago, realized that Ryan probably shows up in our co-parenting relationship, but also even for Bentley, probably more consistently now than maybe he ever has before. And I think especially with everything that happened and him being in jail, it's kind of been a blessing in disguise. For me, it's confirmation that we were really doing the work and we're really, you know, doing it in a healthy way for it to still be consistent, even after everything that's happened, you know, the last 6 months.
I don't know, because I feel like we have no clue what we're doing.
Yeah. Marriage is hard. Parenting is hard. Life is hard. It's very, very hard. And it is a lot of work. But I think even if we're in a season, like we've been together for like 10, 12 years now, even when we've had like a rough year together, I think at the end of the day, like I still choose him. Like I like him. And even if I want to punch him in the face sometimes, like I'd rather argue with him or have a rough patch with him than like never have a rough patch with anybody else. Like he's just my person. And I'm like, sorry, you're stuck with me.
I agree with Taylor. We have no idea what we're doing. It just and how it works. But Yeah, I think we just have a really strong foundation, and we have a strong village that wants us to succeed and be successful in our marriage and in our parenting. And, you know, we have people to call on if we need help or if Zach needs advice. I've heard him and my dad talk, and it makes me cringe, but I also call my dad for advice. He'll call me back really quick and tell me that was the worst advice he's given and don't do it. But at least we have like people to bounce things off of. We're newlyweds, but like you said, we're not new to each other. I think what Maci said, just choosing him and knowing like this is my person and he's stuck, he knows that. He's gonna blink like 3 times right now to get out. I think that my journey with like MTV has definitely been different. Everyone knows I didn't start on 16 and Pregnant. I started on another show, and I feel like I've just been given an opportunity to be on a platform that has such a broad audience. And when I decided to join Teen Mom, my parents sat me down and were like, take advantage of this opportunity, don't waste it, show us in a positive light, show, you know, how beautiful Black families can be, and talk about it. And I have good days with it and I have bad days with it, but I get a lot of support from Maci, actually. Maci and I have had so many talks with each other, and I've learned so much about her and she's learned so much about me. And that's the part that I wish sometimes they would show more, where I'm like, we're breaking these walls, you know. And I feel like we have such an open relationship where I can go to Maci and ask her something where maybe if I asked someone else, they would get offended. And I think same thing for her to me, and knowing that that's enough for me. You know, I really appreciate what the show has given me and the platform that it's put me on to be able to have those uncomfortable conversations. I've had people show up to my house mad about things. I've had letters. I've had people calling my daughter's school. So there's definitely the other side of it that makes it really tough, but there's so much more love than hate. There's so many more people or people of non-color who will message me like, I heard what you said and I just want you to know I see you. Or I have a biracial child and I didn't know how to have that conversation. So thanks for having it. So now I know how to have it with my child. And it makes it worth it. I feel like we can do anything and someone will always have an opinion. And I just have to remember that and just stick to who I am.